Today I'm in the kitchen and I'm canning beans. It is so easy, so come along and I'll show you how to do it. Just for clarification, because I know somebody's going to ask, beans are the only thing that I buy from the store that I can because it's cost effective to do it that way. I've never grown beans. I'm sure I will at some point in time. It's a goal that I have for our farm. But for now, they're so cheap to buy dry that you can easily justify canning your own because a bag of these is $1.10 from Walmart. These are the beans that I got from Walmart and Kroger. I do not like that the ones near me do not have organic options, but oh well. I got black beans, Great Northern beans, navy beans, and pinto beans. I really wanted dark and light red beans, but they didn't have those either. So this is what we got. So I don't even have a recipe written down for this because it's so easy. All you're gonna do is rinse your dried beans, and then into your pint-sized jars, you're going to put a half a cup of beans and a half a teaspoon of salt. And then you fill it with boiling water and leave an inch of headspace. For quarts, you double it. So a full cup of beans and then a full teaspoon of salt. Same thing, filling the water up to leave an inch of headspace. Let's do it. Now, while we're rinsing our beans, we're gonna also get stuff ready to can. So you're gonna need boiling water to fill those jars with. So I got a giant pot here of water and I'm bringing it to a boil. Now we're gonna sterilize those lids by putting it in a pot of water. Bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you can shut it off. You're ready to go. One last thing for reference. A 1 pound bag of beans usually has 2.5 cups of beans. So since you're putting a half a cup into each pint-sized jar, one pound bag is going to do 5 pint-sized jars. Now we're gonna fill those jars. Remember, you're gonna do a half a cup of beans in each jar and a half a teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna cover that with boiling water, leaving an inch of headspace.
Make sure that you only put a half a cup of beans into each jar. If you put in extra beans, there actually won't be enough space for the beans to expand and the jar will bust.
And water is at a boil, so we're ready to fill those jars.
Now, just to clarify, this is not a USDA approved canning method. They want you to boil and cook the beans before filling your jars. If you're not comfortable with doing it this method, that's totally fine. Just do it the USDA way. But this is the way that my grandfather and thousands of other people have been canning beans for generations.
All the jars are ready. Now we're gonna wipe those rims, add our lids and bands, and we're ready to can them. We're stacked and ready to go. I got 9 jars underneath and then 8 on top. Follow your pressure canner's instructions. Mine requires venting, so I'm gonna bring the water in here up to a boil, and once steam starts coming out, oop, bless you. Once steam starts coming out, it needs to steam for 10 minutes, and then I'll put my weight on, and then the pressure will start coming up. Okay, and we're venting, so we're gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. Now we're gonna put our weight on, and we will see that pressure start to rise. We will start our timer once it gets to 10 pounds pressure. And we're at 10 pounds pressure, so quarts are going to cook for 90 minutes, pints for 75. And just a reminder to make very small adjustments on the temperature. If your dial starts to go up too high, just turn the temperature down a little bit. If it starts to drop, just turn it back up a little bit. And that's just to try to keep it right at 10 pounds pressure the whole time. And also, do not forget to adjust the pressure based on your elevation. Higher elevations are gonna need more pressure. We are at 1,000 feet and 1,000 feet under elevation is 10 pounds pressure. Timer's up, so now I just turned the heat off and we're not gonna touch the pressure canner. I'm gonna let it completely cool down on its own. Once that pressure gauge hits 0, then I'll take my weight off, take my lid off, and take my jars out. And there it is, all done. Look at how beautiful these jars of beans are. Absolutely stunning. It's kind of crazy to think that there was only this much beans in it, but by the time they expand and cook, it fills the whole jar, and it's so perfect. Canning beans honestly needs to go down as one of the easiest things to can. Anyway, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, happy homesteading!